Hi Aquarius, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of May, as usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's inspired in the beautiful current Taurus season we are on. And if you would like to know more details about it, you can read in the description box, or you can email me with your questions. If you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Aquarius, I feel like for some of you, May could be presenting to you a certain difficulties in trusting others. There's a little bit of an off feeling around people, especially the closest to you. So family and friends, there seems to be something weird or just off that some of you Aquarius are able to pick on in terms of family relationships or social relationships that doesn't seem right. But I feel like at the same time, some of you are you're very confused about this. Like, you're not sure if what you're intuitively, experiencing and being led in terms of information, if it's right or not. So there's a lot of doubts at the same time that there's also a lot of, suspicions here in the air. So I feel like many of you Aquarius are dealing with suspicions overall and trying to sort out what's what things, you are being led truthfully by your inner voice to pay attention to or to find out as warnings here to ensure your protection and also the protection of your family, and others is to sort out that the difference between that and sensations and responses that are fear-based or based on fear of loss, a fear of disappointment, a fear of repeating here previous emotional experiences that left you down, that I feel like some of you Aquarius have backgrounds of people letting you down, period. And so emotionally there's a tendency to fear this to happen again and again when especially when you're picking on, or noticing that people have different behaviors than usual, different, choices, habits, ways of talking, ways of doing things. Any sign of sneaky behavior, it activates in you this huge fear of disappointment and loss. And I feel like for some of you, it could also be that either you are carrying the weight of a family secret within you, and this is taking a toll. The fact that you have to carry this secret, or you have to be very cautious and reserved about what emotionally you express, because you don't want to put this information that you're supposed to keep secretive, in danger to being exposed. Or I feel like you might find out also, some of you guys might also find out about a family secret that is a little bit disappointing to you, that is a little bit sad to you to find out about. And then you're going to be, again, dealing with the fact that you need to process this and to find a way to process this without feeling, again, emotionally negatively impacted in a way where you lose trust and faith of those that have, been the closest to you. So I feel like in the month of May, it's important that you keep your eyes open, your senses sharp, but also that you just absorb the information and allow it to sink in, digest, process it, and then you will know the truth, or you will know what to do. Because the High Priestess is an energy that collects information. She's always witnessing and observing in silence. She doesn't express or, make it at all obvious what she's thinking, what she's feeling. And that's the mystery about her. She has this very almost like unapproachable, unavailable vibe. And unconsciously, this is also the energy that you're projecting. So the High Priestess is in your unconscious in May. You're super intuitive, you're super connected with your inner self, which is great. But you're also in a moment where you might have a difficulty reaching out. You might have a difficulty searching for a helping hand when you need that. And it's okay to need that helping hand. You see the Five of Cups. You have a hard time asking for help or just expressing what's wrong with you. And I feel like for some of you, you don't want to, or you have a difficulty in the month of May of really speaking about what is making you feel down or feel sad, or the anxiety that you're really moving through. You have a difficulty opening up about this, because once you open up, once you declare it, once you share it, you can't take it back. There's something here about you being very reserved and very cautious about what emotionally you express, because you have this understanding that once you say it, you can't take it back. And there's something about this, about the truth of how you feel, that you have an understanding that can influence others or impact others also negatively. So you don't want to be the one that is to blame or the one that causes this. Or it's, again, you just have this fear that's going to do that. You have this fear that you open up, or you're vulnerable about what's inside of you, and then you're not going to be given the support, the warmth, the kindness, the advice that you're in need of. So many of you, there's a tightness about your emotional world, a rigidity, walls built around your privacy. What happens when no one is watching with you. That is really intriguing here. And I feel like for some of you, it's intriguing to others. So especially for Aquarius, that you have your family living with you, or you deal closely with a lot of people every day. It's like people can pick on your High Priestess energy, but they cannot read it. So they don't know what's up with you. And you can be a little bit, mysterious or intriguing to people. Right now, it's like people are having a hard time understanding you because you're not making yourself understood, basically. At the same time, I also feel like for many of you Aquarius, there's this feeling of you're working on something that involves either family, legacy, or great wealth. Huge amounts of money, or a huge purchase, a huge, system that you're about to build. And I feel like for some of you just want to keep quiet about this. I don't know if it's like you're afraid to jinx it, if you tell everybody, or if you share with too many people. I feel like some of you are afraid to really expose either the wealth, the prosperity you have gathered, a good fortune, an inheritance that you are receiving. There's something you're hiding, that it's positive, that it's good, that it is to deal with the Ten of Pentacles. So it's about great comfort, great stability, family, legacy, as I said, heritage. Yes, your ancestors are definitely working closely with you also during the month of May, and you can feel them. You can feel, I feel like many of you Aquarius are going to be feeling very closely the energy of your guides, of your angels, of all of those protective forces that are on the other side working with you. because I feel like you are in a moment where you're really going to need that, that wisdom, that knowledge that comes through, that passes through generations, to help you build the long-lasting, again, fortune, or long-lasting something that you want to build. I feel like some of you Aquarius are really focused on taking certain initiatives to your future that money-wise are great, but I feel like there's something about it that emotionally demands something from you. That is what's causing here the stress. Maybe some of you feel like you will have to make a choice where your heart is going to suffer, or where your more private emotional needs are going to be sacrificed in order to keep the family, or keep the money, or keep the business, or keep the name, the reputation, the legacy intact. So for some of you, this could also be speaking about sacrifices that you're being called to make, that you're keeping to yourself. For some of you, it's a choice between material goods, comfort, as I said, versus prioritizing emotions, and perhaps even here your healing. So I feel like for some of you, just need to be a little careful that you're not setting yourself into a future trap that right now looks gorgeous, and it looks, shining, and it looks so good, but I feel like there's a little bit of a danger of you trapping yourself. And notice that the Five of Cups is the energy that you move into June with. So the outcome of all of this that I'm speaking is for the Five of Cups. So there's still going to be a little bit of an emotional agony, or a feeling of not having the outcomes you desired emotionally speaking, but having, your heart set also in long-lasting achievements. So I feel like many of you are crying in silence, or you will be crying in silence. You'll be suffering in silence. But to the world, the image you're portraying here is one of, one that is living the life. One that is in great harmony with everything that it's building. So there can be a little bit of a poker face kind of energy happening here. For other Aquarius, you could be approached by someone that has a very obvious, at least to you intuitively speaking, because you're very intuitively connected in the month of May. You can be approached by someone with the Knight of Wands. It can be a fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius influences, that has a very obvious sexual, passionate intention towards you. Someone that wants to approach you, in a whim of desire. But I feel like the fact that they're coming through this way, it's exactly what is making you distant from this person. So I feel like many of you are going to say no, even though it costs you or hurts you to say no to, sexual encounters, sexual-based relationships. People you're seeing that, don't have here that long-term vibration that you're looking for. You could be turning down sexual offers or invitations where you have that understanding that can lead into a more, sexual affair kind of energy. It could be that you have a very strong also sexual desire drive here, very high sexual drive here during the month of May. But for some reason this is felt as being something that makes you feel sad, either because you feel like you don't have, the right person to express all of this drive, amazing drive that you have, or because the person in which you can have this is just not, there's something about you dealing with someone that you don't feel is at your level, and obviously this makes you suffer a little bit. So I hope you have a great month. I want to thank all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon.